Welcome to the wonderful world of music, one of 7 worlds in 7 World Productions, a subsidiary of Angelgram Music. My name is Gino, and I am Angelgram Music's sole owner and an executive director of 7 World Productions. Today we're going to continue our series in the music theory lectures. This is lecture number 2, entitled You've Got Rhythm Too. And as you can tell, right now we're on my desktop here. As you can see all my shortcuts here. We're going to go to this shortcut here called Muse Score. It is what we use in this series so that all of you can you should download this, and so that you can do many things. Let's see here. Let's pull up a new one, and let's title it. What is this? You've got Rhythm Lecture 2. Music Theory. All right, next. We're going to use, see, you can choose what you want to use as instruments. And we're going to do, we're just going to stick with rhythm, so it's going to be there we go. Let's just use a drum set. And we're just going to use one drum. We're not going to get into too many complex things here. Now, key signature. This is one of our items that we'll be discussing later when we get to pitched instruments, whether they be percussion instruments that are pitched, or actual instruments, or even voices. And then, now the time signature. This was another item. Now we're reviewing all the vocabulary list that we had earlier. And we're going to stick with the time signature, 4 beats per measure. And the quarter note receives 1 beat. Now, number of measures, we're not going to do 32. Let's just do 8. That's a pretty standard amount. We can always add or remove measures after creation of the score. Finished. There is our score. 8 measures. Each is here's a measure. From this bar line to this bar line is a measure. There will be 4 beats within that measure. In each one of these measures, there'll be 4 beats. And the quarter note gets 1 beat. And up here, you'll notice we have all of the notes. These are the notes. Some have stems, some don't. The ones that don't are 4 beats. The ones that have 1 stem with a hollow note is 2 beats. A filled in note, like this one here that I'm pointing to, is a quarter note. There's an 8th note, which is half. 2 of these make 1 of these, and so forth. 4 of these make 1 of these, or 2 of these, and so forth. So this is basic mathematics here. These are the notes. And on this side over here, these are some values of rests. Here's a single rest, and so forth. The rest that you see here, which looks like a hat with its open side up, is 4 beats. A hat that sits on top of the line is 2 beats. Let me demonstrate. Let's just see what happened there. All right. Now here's a typical measure that we've done. We've done a quarter note, 2/8 notes, and a quarter note. This is what it sounds like if you sound it out with your words. Ta ta. We like to use ta ta in music theory classes. Ta 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 ta. That's 4 beats in that measure. Now let me show you how we added those. Here you go. There. And then we do 8th notes. And then back to a quarter note. Ta, 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 ta. Now we can continue with a different one. Ta, 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 ta. See, they all have to add up to 4 because that's all you're allowed, 4 beats in each measure. So these 3 measures now will sound like this. Ta, 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 ta. Now we have to have ta, 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 ta. And that's a typical 4-bar rendition. Let's add these next 4, which is 8th notes. Ta, 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 and then end with a quarter note. And there you have it. Let's do it together. Ta, 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 ta. All right. Now you can also do this rhythmically with your hands as you maybe hit the surface of the table. Ta, 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 ta. Now it's good to use that so that your hands feel it, your ears hear it, your eyes see it, and as your lips move, you can feel it, almost pretend like you're eating something and you're doing it in that rhythm. I used to do that when I was a little boy. I would I would drive my parents crazy because I would sing as I was eating and they would say, "Hush, be quiet." But I was practicing my rhythms and I was practicing the songs that I had to play on the piano by eating and doing the rhythm patterns that I needed to learn. And I thought that it would be best if all of my senses were capable of remembering. And later on in life, I learned that yes, that's how we can retain good memory. If you want to fight Alzheimer's, then you should take every memory that you have and try to associate it with every single sense that you have. You need to see it. You need to hear it. You need to feel it. You need to taste it. You need to smell it. Now, the smelling is the hardest part in music. The best way to memorize a particular piece of music, for instance, is to try to associate a smell that is going on while you are trying to memorize it by watching and hearing and feeling. And my grandmother used to make bread regularly. She'd make like 8 loaves a week, and we 3 boys of us, we'd eat it all up. But you could smell that. I could smell the baking of the bread, and I would associate it with a particular piece that I was learning. And every time I played it, I could smell my grandmother's baking bread. So it's important. This is the way our brains work. This is the way our memory works inside our brain. We learn in layers. We learn to reinforce more neurons that are associated with a event like for instance, in front of us now we have these 4 measures. They're an event. They take place in time and space. The space is a measure. 4 measures, and each measure has 4 beats. So within time, this is what we have. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, 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 ta. And even if you're not a musician, let's say you write poetry. Well, even poems have rhythm to it, you see. They have a sort of how they. I knew a poet who used to say, "How does this scan?" Well, this is how it scans. These are the rhythm patterns. Even William Shakespeare, the way he wrote, everything that he wrote was scannable. It was one of those things where you could really, really feel the rhythm of the words as he tried to put them together. And sometimes he put them together very cleverly so that he got the meaning across, and yet still it was poetry. It's quite an achievement. So this is another lecture in discussing all of these things about rhythm. Um, and note here this a lot of these things that are over here on the left that are listed here have to do with sounds that are more than just rhythm sounds. They're pitched sounds. So we'll get to that in later lectures when we start doing notes and different instruments that can be played and so forth. We'll learn about arpeggios and glissandos, what they are, uh, breaths and pauses and brackets and articulations and ornaments. These are all just tools that we use in the music theory business. Accidentals, and dynamics. That's a whole new ball game. Dynamics, loudness and strongness. You know, the piano is really the name of the instrument is a pianoforte, which in Italian means piano meaning soft, forte meaning loud. It was the first time an instrument that was made that was capable of being played both softly and loudly. Until then, it was just one dynamic. Harpsichords, for instance, one dynamic. You can't hit the keys any softer. You hit them and that's it. They pluck the strings and you make the sound. And the sound is a certain volume and that's it. You can't make it softer and louder. It's just one. But with the piano now, there's a different story. It's a pianoforte. You now opened up a whole new vista, and and Mozart said this would revolutionize writing music. And sure enough, Beethoven came around and he did it. He was able to thunderously play some music, but at the same time, he could be as soft as a purring kitten. And so there you have it. This is lecture number 2 on You've Got Rhythm in the Music Theory. Hope you enjoyed this and look forward to lecture number 3. And then after that, we'll be doing our workshop where we'll do a laboratory. We'll have an extensive one already made up for you to practice and use and go through and see if you can play it with your fingers on a tabletop, say it with the ta-tas, and then we'll gradually move from rhythm over into actual recording melodies and various different uh, uh, avenues of producing music. So, tune in again. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Welcome, YouTube subscribers, to 7 World Productions, a division of Angelgram Music. Now, this channel is dedicated to inspiring the viewer with episodes about 7 special interests common to all of us. My name is Gino, owner of Angelgram Music and executive director of 7 World Productions. There are 7 worlds for you, the viewer, to choose from. The world of art, the world of books, the world of faith, the world of family, the world of food, the world of games, and the world of music. Check out the promo clip of each world for details. Now, together we're going to discover 7 worlds that will inspire all of us to enrich our lives. Be sure to click like and leave your comments, and above all, subscribe to receive notification of updates in future episodes. Go and be inspired.